There are moments in life when someone steps into your world quietly, without noise, without force, without dramatic entrance, and yet somehow your life begins to feel different, softer, brighter, calmer, as if your heart recognizes something before your mind fully understands it. And maybe you don't even know when it happened, when his presence started to feel comforting, when his voice began to steady you, when his silence started speaking louder than other people's words. Maybe it wasn't one moment, maybe it was 1,000 small ones. Moments that felt ordinary but left a little warmth behind, a little light you couldn't ignore. You start noticing the way he looks at you, not like he's trying to figure you out, but as if he already does. The way he listens to you, not like he's collecting facts, but like he's trying to understand the world through your eyes. The way he quietly notices when you're tired, the softness in his tone when you're upset, the gentle patience in the way he speaks to you. This isn't obsession. This isn't infatuation. This is connection. The kind that grows slowly, silently, honestly, because real emotional connection doesn't arrive like a storm. It unfolds like a sunrise, imperceptible at first, then undeniable. And maybe you've asked yourself quietly, does he feel it too? Or am I imagining it? Because he's not loud about it. He doesn't pour his feelings into words. He doesn't shout his emotions. He doesn't make dramatic declarations, but he shows it in the quiet. Consistent ways, the little gestures, the gentle presence, the moments he chooses you without saying it. With some men, love is not spoken. It's felt. You see it in the way he softens around you, in how his guard lowers, just for you, in how your pain becomes his discomfort and your joy becomes his fuel. A man may not always say, I care, but his soul gives him away. He remembers your offhand comments, notices your silence, respects your emotions, and protects your peace without asking for credit. And that's the thing about emotional connection. You don't chase it, you don't force it, you don't demand it. It reveals itself in the way someone chooses you on the quiet days, not the grand ones, in how they show up when life is messy, not just when it's beautiful, in how they care about your heart, not just your presence. So if you're wondering whether he feels deeply for you, not just attraction, not just interest, but something real, something that roots itself quietly in the soul. Stay with me, listen closely, because today, we're not decoding flirtation or surface-level signals. Today, we're uncovering the silent signs of a man whose heart is already holding you, even if his lips haven't spoken it yet. He remembers the little things about you when a man feels a deep emotional connection with you. He pays attention to the things most people overlook. He remembers how you like your tea, the way your voice changes when you're tired, the song you hum when you're happy, and the small details about your childhood that you thought no one listened to. These little things might seem insignificant to others, but to him, they are pieces of you. And he collects them quietly, carefully, and lovingly. He recalls dates, moments, and inside jokes. He remembers your favorite color, the scent you love, the food you avoid, and the way your eyes light up when you're talking about your dreams. When you mention something once, he doesn't forget, not because he tries too hard, but because you matter. He isn't storing facts. He's storing feelings. Real connection isn't in grand gestures. It's in the gentle noticing. A man who remembers the little things is showing something powerful, that his heart pays attention before his mind even tries to, and sometimes he'll surprise you. You'll be talking, and suddenly he'll reference something you shared months ago. A passing comment, a fear you whispered, a silly preference you thought he didn't hear. That's when it hits you. He wasn't just listening, he was absorbing you. A man can fake charm. He can fake attraction. But he can't fake careful memory. If he remembers the tiny details, it means your presence leaves an imprint on him. It means he's connected, emotionally, deeply, quietly. And when a man stores the softest parts of you in his heart, even secretly, he's not just interested, he's invested, His eyes soften. When he looks at you, sometimes the strongest emotions are not spoken, they are seen. When a man feels a deep emotional connection with you, his eyes tell the truth long before his words ever do. There's a softness in his gaze, a warmth that appears only when he looks at you. It's not just attraction, it's not just admiration, it's something deeper, a gentle tenderness that he can't hide, no matter how hard he tries. His eyes linger a little longer, not in a way that makes you uncomfortable, but in a way that makes you feel seen, valued, and understood. When he looks at you, it's like the world quiets down for a moment, and you become the only thing in his line of vision. It isn't about perfection. He sees your flaws, your insecurities, your struggles, yet his gaze remains soft, filled with acceptance instead of judgment. You may notice it when you're laughing, when you're lost in your thoughts, or even when you're ranting about something random. You catch him watching you, not just looking, watching. He doesn't rush to look away, because he's not staring, he's admiring. There is a small spark in his eyes when you enter the room, as if something inside him relaxes just by seeing you. When you're sad, his eyes carry your pain. When you're excited, his eyes light up with you. And when you're silent, his eyes speak, saying things he may never put into words. A man's true feelings are rarely loud, but his eyes? They betray him every time. The softness isn't weakness, it's connection, it's care. It's the quiet language of someone whose heart has already chosen you, even if his lips haven't said it yet. He opens up emotionally, bit by bit. A man who feels a deep emotional connection doesn't open his heart all at once. He opens it slowly, carefully, almost cautiously. Not because he doesn't trust you, but because real feelings make him vulnerable. And vulnerability isn't something men are taught to offer freely. He has probably spent years learning to be strong, composed, and silent about his emotions. Yet with you, something is different. Bit by bit, he begins to let you in. First, it may start with small things. His daily frustrations, childhood stories, little insecurities he laughs off but secretly fears. Then, over time, the walls he built begin to lower. He tells you about moments that shaped him, hurts that changed him, and dreams he hasn't dared to say out loud to anyone else. He shares not to impress you, but to connect with you. He may not say, "I trust you," but you'll feel it when he confides in you after a hard day, when he admits he's scared of failing, or when he talks about past wounds instead of pretending he's never been hurt. Men rarely reveal emotions just for the sake of it. They do it when someone makes them feel safe, when someone's presence feels like home instead of a battlefield, when someone listens not to judge, but to understand. So if a man lets his guard down with you, gently, quietly, piece by piece, understand the depth of that gesture. It means you're not just someone in his life. You're someone he feels safe with, someone worth trusting, someone his heart recognizes even if his words haven't caught up yet. Slow opening isn't hesitation. It's sincerity. It's love building carefully, honestly, and beautifully. He feels your mood without you saying a word. When a man is deeply connected to you emotionally, he doesn't need an explanation to know when something is off. He feels it. Your silence speaks louder than your words. Your smallest change in tone, expression, or energy registers in him instantly. It's not guessing. It's intuition born from genuine care. You don't have to say, "I'm sad," or "I'm stressed." He sees it in your eyes, hears it in your voice, senses it in your presence. He notices when your laughter feels lighter than usual, when your smile doesn't reach your eyes, or when you're trying to act strong, even though your heart is heavy. And he doesn't brush it off. He slows down. He becomes gentler. He checks in with you, not to invade, but to understand. He might say things like, "Are you okay? You seem quiet today. Something's on your mind, isn't it?" Or sometimes he won't say anything at all. He'll just sit beside you, offer comfort in silence, or distract you with kindness because he knows sometimes support means presence, not questions. This isn't sensitivity out of obligation. It's empathy that comes naturally when someone cares deeply. He feels your emotional waves because your peace affects his peace. Your pain touches his heart. Your happiness lifts him. When he tunes into your emotions without you having to speak, it means your souls are quietly in sync. You occupy space not just in his thoughts, but in his emotional world. And that's not just connection. That's emotional devotion. 5. He wants you to feel safe, comforted, and understood. When a man feels a deep emotional connection with you, his instinct shifts. He doesn't just want to impress you, he wants to protect your peace. He cares about your comfort, your emotional security, and the world you carry inside your heart. It's not about being a hero or trying to fix everything. It's about making sure you never feel alone in your struggles. He pays attention to what makes you feel safe. He listens to what hurts you, what scares you, and what heals you, and slowly, gently, he becomes someone you can lean on. He checks if you got home safely. He worries when you're stressed. He remembers what comforts you. A warm drink, a soft conversation, silence, space, or simply his presence. When you feel overwhelmed, he doesn't say, "You're overthinking." Instead, he says, "Talk to me. I'm here." He doesn't shame your emotion, he respects them. Even when you're not at your best, he stays kind. Even when you break down, he stays steady. He doesn't run from your vulnerability. He meets it with patience and understanding. And it's not just emotional safety, it's emotional security. He wants you to know you can trust him, that he won't betray your feelings, mock your pain, or disappear when life gets heavy. When a man wants you to feel safe, he becomes gentle with your heart, consistent with his effort, and present in your storms. Not just your sunshine. That is not weakness. That is love in its most steady, mature masculine form, the kind that chooses to stay, to support, to care. When you feel seen, heard, and emotionally protected by him, you're not just someone he likes. You're someone he values deeply. He listens, really listens. A man who feels a deep emotional connection with you doesn't just hear your words. He listens with intention, presence, and heart. He's not waiting for his turn to speak. He's not distracted, half listening while scrolling his phone or thinking about something else. When you talk, you have his attention, because your thoughts matter to him. Your feelings matter to him. You matter to him. He remembers what you say, not because he has a sharp memory, but because he values your voice. When you tell him about your day, your dreams, your fears, your frustrations, he absorbs it. He notices tone. He hears what you say and what you don't say. He pays attention to the pauses, the sighs, the little hesitations, the excitement in your voice when you talk about something you love. He doesn't dismiss you with answers like, "You're overreacting. It's not a big deal. Just forget it." Instead, he tries to understand, why does this matter to you? How did that make you feel? Tell me more. He listens not to judge, not to fix immediately, but to be present. And when solutions are needed, he offers them gently, respectfully, never forcing his way. He pays attention when you're quiet too, when you speak softly, or when you need silence more than conversation. Real listening is an act of love. It requires patience, interest, humility, and emotional maturity. Many can hear, few can truly listen. A man who listens deeply is a man who cares deeply. Because when a man values a woman's mind, her heart, her perspective, he is already emotionally invested in her more than he admits. His listening says silently, "Your inner world matters to me. I want to understand you." And that is one of the most intimate forms of connection. He shares personal dreams and fears. With you, when a man feels a deep emotional connection with you, something powerful happens. He lets you see the parts of himself that the world never gets to touch. Men are taught to be strong, controlled, and guarded. Society tells them to hide their fears, bury their insecurities, and keep their dreams locked inside until they are achieved. But with you, he doesn't feel the need to wear armor. He opens up slowly, sincerely, and with trust. He tells you about the future he imagines, the life he wants to build, the goals he's chasing, the version of himself he hopes to become. He lets you into the quiet corners of his mind where his dreams live. Not because he expects you to fix or fulfill them, but because sharing them with you feels natural, safe, and right. He also shares his fears, the moments that scarred him, the failures he worries about repeating, the inner battles he fights silently. When he says things like, "Sometimes I feel like I'm not enough. I don't want to fail the people I love. This dream scares me, but I want to try." It means he trusts you with his vulnerability. The truest form of emotional intimacy. He doesn't just talk about success. He talks about struggle. He doesn't only show strength, he shows humanity. And he chooses you as the person he wants to reveal it to. A man will only expose his inner world to the woman he feels emotionally safe with, the one he believes won't laugh at his dreams or judge his fears. When he lets you see not only who he is, but who he hopes to become and what he's afraid of along the way. It's not casual. It means his heart trusts you. It means he's letting you in. Piece by piece, truth by truth, he's choosing closeness over pride. He wants to spend quality time, not just fun time, when a man feels a deep emotional connection with you. He doesn't just want the fun, exciting, happy moments. He wants real moments. He wants to be there for the quiet mornings, the ordinary afternoons, the peaceful evenings when nothing special is happening. Because to him, you are the special part. It's not about entertainment, it's about presence. He enjoys your laughter, yes, but he also enjoys your silence. He loves adventures with you, but he also loves simply sitting beside you, talking about life, or even doing nothing at all. When a man is emotionally connected, the activity matters far less than the company. The world could be loud around him, but the moments with you feel calm and grounded. He suggests doing things that create bonds, not just memories, long walks or deep conversations, cooking together, late-night drives, movie nights where talking matters more than the movie quiet cafes instead of loud parties, learning something together, building something together. He doesn't need constant thrill. He craves comfort with you. There's a difference between a man who wants to be around you for excitement and a man who chooses you even in stillness. Excitement fades, but connection grows in the spaces where two souls can simply exist together without pressure. He cares about time spent learning who you are, not just enjoying what you do. He's curious about your mind, your routine, your dreams, and your daily life. He doesn't disappear when things slow down. He stays, because the quiet with you is better than noise elsewhere. A man who wants quality time isn't chasing moments. He's building a bond, a rhythm, a future. And when you notice that he values presence over thrill, that's when you know. This isn't just interest. It's emotional connection, genuine and growing. Your happiness affects him deeply. When a man feels a deep emotional connection with you, your happiness isn't just something he notices. It becomes a part of his emotional world. Your smile lifts him. Your laughter softens him. Your excitement energizes him. He doesn't just observe your emotions. He experiences them with you. He celebrates your wins as if they are his own. When something good happens in your life, he feels proud. Not because he had anything to do with it, but because your joy matters to him. He becomes your biggest supporter. Not out of obligation, but out of genuine emotional alignment. And when you're hurting, he isn't at peace. He doesn't dismiss your feelings or move on quickly. Your sadness touches him. Your silence feels heavy to him. Your tears pull at his patience and tenderness. Even when he doesn't know how to fix it, he wants to ease your pain. That desire isn't about needing to be a hero. It's about caring so deeply that he can't detach. Sometimes he shows it quietly, bringing you your favorite snack without you asking, checking in with a gentle, "Are you okay today?" Sitting with you in silence when you need comfort. Sending you a message just to make you smile. To him, your emotional state is never inconvenience. It's connection. Your happiness feeds his peace. Your pain stirs his protective instincts. He's not trying to control how you feel. He just genuinely feels you. When your joy lights him up and your struggles soften him, that's not casual interest. That's emotional investment. It means he isn't just by your side. He's with you, heart in sync, silently hoping life gives you more sunshine than storms. Because when a man truly cares, your happiness isn't just seen, it's felt, deeply and sincerely. 10. He trusts you with his vulnerable side. A man who feels a deep emotional connection with you will eventually show you the parts of himself he hides from the world. Not because he wants sympathy, but because he trusts you enough to be seen in his rawest form. Vulnerability doesn't come easily to men. Many carry silent battles, unspoken fears, and emotional scars they've been taught to lock away. Strength is often their mask, silence their shield. But with you, he lets that guard soften. He shares feelings he isn't comfortable sharing with others. Moments of weakness, doubt, confusion, or emotional pain. Not in dramatic outbursts, but in quiet truths, honest confessions, and soft moments when he lets the weight fall off his shoulders. He may tell you about a time he felt lost or insecure, a childhood memory that shaped him, a dream he's afraid to fail at, a heartbreak or betrayal that still lingers, a fear of not being enough. He knows you won't weaponize his honesty or judge his cracks. Instead, he feels safe opening them in front of you. That safety is rare. and he doesn't offer it to many. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It is a gift of trust. He lets you see him not just as the strong, capable man he presents to the world, but as a human being who feels, fears, and hopes. And when he does this, pay attention. He is showing you his truest self, not the version shaped by pride or society. When a man lets you see him at his most vulnerable, he's not just letting you into his life, he's letting you into his heart. Because love isn't only about sharing strength, it's about trusting someone enough to share your scars too. He shows up when you need him the most. When a man feels a deep emotional connection with you, his presence becomes his promise. He doesn't just appear in the good moments, he stands beside you in the tough ones. Anyone can enjoy your laughter and sunshine, but a man who truly cares shows up when life gets heavy, when everything feels uncertain, and when you need support the most. He doesn't disappear when you're overwhelmed or quiet. He doesn't avoid you when you're emotional or stressed. He doesn't wait for the right time. He becomes the right time. He may not always have perfect solutions, but he offers something far more valuable: steady presence and real effort. He checks on you, he calls, he texts, he arrives when you didn't even ask. Not because you're weak, but because he wants you to know you don't have to carry life alone. Small gestures speak loudly with him. Showing up at your door with food when you're too drained to cook, sitting with you through your tears without trying to rush your healing, supporting you during exams, work stress, or family issues, holding space for you when you feel misunderstood by the world. Rearranging his plans because you genuinely need him. When life tests you, he doesn't step back. He steps closer, not to save you, but to stand with you. His presence says, "You're not alone in this." And here's what makes it real. He shows up not only in emergencies, but in the small, quiet, everyday struggles. When you're tired, anxious, confused, or just emotionally worn out, he supports your heart, not just your needs. A man who consistently shows up is not doing you a favor. He's revealing his heart. He's showing that caring for you isn't a task, it's his instinct. When he stands beside you in your storms, not just your sunshine, that's not convenience. That's commitment. That's connection. Cha. He notices your energy changes instantly. When a man is deeply connected to you emotionally, he doesn't need you to say, "Something's wrong." He senses it, instantly, instinctively, quietly. Even before you find the words, he feels the shift in your energy, a slight change in your tone, a pause in your laughter, your eyes looking away for just a moment. He notices it all. He knows the difference between your tired silence and your hurt silence, between being busy and being distant, between quiet peace and quiet pain. And he doesn't ignore it. He doesn't brush it off. He gently checks in. "Are you okay? You feel a little different. Want to talk?" You went quiet. What's going on? Not because he's paranoid, but because he's attuned to you. It's not dramatic. It's not obsessive. It's emotional awareness. It means your feelings matter to him deeply enough that he stays connected to your emotional rhythm. Like a heartbeat, he subconsciously listens for. And when you tell him you're fine, he doesn't always push, but he stays present, giving you space without abandoning you. Sometimes he comforts you with silence, sometimes with humor, sometimes with the simplest sentence that feels like a warm blanket over your heart. "I'm here if you need me." Your emotional energy affects him not out of obligation, but because he truly cares. Your sadness makes him thoughtful. Your stress makes him protective. Your joy energizes him. Your peace soothes him. He doesn't just hear your words. He reads your soul. That level of sensitivity is not common. It comes only when a man's heart has quietly bonded with yours. When he feels you deeply even without sound, it means you live not only in his mind, but in his emotional world. He wants a future with you, even if indirectly. When a man feels a deep emotional connection with you, he doesn't always talk about the future in big dramatic declarations. He shows it in subtle, sincere ways. A man who truly sees you in his tomorrow doesn't need to rush or label everything loudly. Instead, he gently starts weaving you into his plans, his dreams, and his life vision piece by piece. He mentions future moments without even realizing it. "One day we should travel there together. When I get my own place, you'll love the garden. Imagine us doing this every weekend. He talks about books you'll read, places you'll visit, food you'll cook together, or future experiences you'd share. These aren't just casual comments. They're emotional footprints of someone who sees you staying. Even in small decisions, he considers you. He consults you about his goals. He's curious about your vision too, your dreams, your future lifestyle, your values. He isn't just thinking about dating you. He's thinking about building with you. And here's what truly matters. He doesn't rush you or pressure you into the future. He simply includes you in it, naturally and effortlessly, because that's where you already exist in his heart. It might show up in conversations, plans, or even soft statements like, "People like us, we grow together. I want someone I can build a life with. Someone like you." He's not talking fantasy. He's revealing desire, intention, and emotional maturity. He may not say, "I want forever with you," but he shows it through consistency, long-term thinking, and making choices that align with keeping you in his life. A man doesn't talk about a future with someone he's not emotionally invested in. He imagines it only with someone who feels like home, peace, and possibility. So when his sentences start including we, us, one day, and together, understand this truth. He's not planning a moment, he's envisioning a life. He remembers conversations. Others would forget when. A man feels a deep emotional connection with you. Your words don't just pass through his ears, they stay with him. He remembers the conversations most people would overlook, not just the major stories or emotional moments, but the tiny details you shared casually, the ones you didn't even think were important. You might say something once, almost offhand, the snack you loved as a child, the teacher who inspired you, a dream you never told anyone, a fear you keep quiet, because you don't want to sound dramatic. A place you always wanted to visit, the scent that reminds you of home while others forget. He stores it, not because he's trying, but because you matter to him. Your words become memories in his mind, pieces of you he cherishes, little emotional bookmarks he returns to again and again. It shows up in gentle surprises. He brings up something you mentioned weeks ago. He remembers your schedule without being told. Twice he checks on something you were anxious about. He finishes a story you started long ago. He references a small detail you shared in a quiet moment. He listens with purpose, not curiosity. He doesn't half hear you. He doesn't tune you out. He doesn't forget you in the noise of life. And here's the truth. Men don't remember everything. They remember who matters. When he stores even the smallest fragments of your soul, your likes, your voice, your hurts, your hopes, it's because you're not just another person in his world. You are special, meaningful, emotionally significant. He remembers not because he has a strong memory, but because you left a strong impression. And in relationships, it's rarely the big things that build connection. It's the quiet, detailed noticing. The man who remembers what others forget is the man whose heart is quietly choosing you. He treats your heart with care, not convenience. When a man feels a deep emotional connection with you, he doesn't treat your heart like an option. He treats it like something precious, something worth protecting, something he never wants to lose. He isn't gentle only when it's easy. He doesn't show care only when it benefits him. His effort isn't seasonal, and his affection isn't based on convenience. He understands something many miss. Love is not possession. Love is responsibility. He considers your feelings before he speaks. He chooses honesty over comfort and patience over pride. He doesn't play hot and cold, doesn't pull away to manipulate you, and doesn't appear only when it suits him. Instead, he is steady. Even in arguments, he doesn't hit below the belt. Even in silence, he doesn't disappear. Even in frustration, he doesn't choose ego over connection. He communicates, not attacks. He listens, not dismisses. He values your peace, not just his presence in your life. He respects your boundaries. He honors your emotions. He stands by you, not just beside you. And most importantly, he never uses your heart to fill a temporary void in his own. He doesn't keep you around for attention, comfort, or convenience. He cares because it's real, not because it's easy. He protects your trust because he knows once broken, it never returns the same. He guards your feelings, not with empty promises, but with consistent action. He shows up, not to impress you, but to build with you. When a man treats your heart carefully, He isn't scared of love. He respects it. He respects you. And that's how you know. You're not a phase, not a distraction, not a passing comfort. You are someone he holds with intention, integrity, and soul.